Okay. I changed cameras. Let's see if I can get it.
Oh, all right.
Is that better?
It's lovely. It's wonderful.
Okay. All right. I want to be more professional and I just can't get it right. Hey, everybody, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
I want to be more professional. Oops, sorry. Okay, I got it. We're live.
Yeah, we are.
You are watching Father Fish. Now please enjoy the video. You are watching Father Fish. Now please enjoy the video.
But you like cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones in today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back those. There's a time that I remember. Cause I did not know no pain. When I believed in forever. Everything was the same. Now my whole life is covered. Can somebody say your name? I can't reach out to call you. No other way.
What is it?
Everybody hurts sometimes. Everybody hurts someday. Only the person will say.
Hi, Mary.
I don't know where I went. I'll be right back.
Yeah, lost you again.
There's a time that I remember when I never felt so long. And I felt all the hatred just to come for start. And my heart feel like an ember, and it's not enough to die. I carry these torches for you, but you know I'll never try. Yeah, everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Everything gon' be alright. Only the person will say. Cheers to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not. Cause the dreams bring back all the memories of everything we've been.
Hello, hello, hello. Nice to be with everybody. You know what I need to do? I need to turn a light on. Let's see if we can find the right one. That'll help. Cut some of that glare out. Mary is trying her very best to be here. She's been through 2 cameras and 2 locations and is still mucking about, as it were. So she'll make it. She'll be here. I absolutely guarantee it. In the meantime, who else here? JBVM is here. We have a Facebook user. Now, who is it? Let's see. Normally I can tell. Let's see. It's not letting me know. No, you're not the only one here. We have one person on Facebook who's watching us. We don't know who you are, though. If you can type your name in, we'll know who you are. And if you want to participate, we've got 13 people here so far. Imre is here. Imre Van Van Balgooey. Mary said she didn't know where she went. She'll be right back. I'm sure she will. She's been here twice already. This will be her third time. Oh, who else is here? Cody Fuller. And, well, Mary's in and out. Let's see. I guess, actually, if I come over here on live chat, put the camera right in front of my face so it'll look like I'm looking at you. Markio 306. Hello, hello. Elena Camasano. Elena, nice to see you. Did you just see goldfish? Yes, you did. We've got a number of little videos with goldfish. I'll dig them out for you. We have a woman who comes on occasionally, Precious Tranquility. She's in Texas and has the most magnificent goldfish. And we've got some videos of her goldfish. So we'll try to find them and dig them up for you. Imre, nice to see you. Imre is in Holland, Denmark, Copenhagen, somewhere over there. Holland, I think, is a magnificent cinematographer. If you have not seen his channel, his videos, you must do that. It is remarkable, and he is remarkable. It's Imre van Balgooey. Long time no see, JBVM. Yes, happy to see you. Let's see if now we can scroll down a bit, see who else is here. Carter Bing is here. Great conversation last night. It was, wasn't it? It was just delighted to be able to do it. I've been looking for ways to expand this conversation, and that certainly is a meaningful and legitimate way to do it. And I'm just delighted. Mary Page is getting disheartened and she cannot use her. Just come on up. There she is. There you are.
I'm trying not to cry.
Let me put my ears on. So actually, if I...
Can you hear me? No, I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just always a hot mess. Never.
You're good. That's perfect.
Okay. I thought if I moved in the house near the router, and I just hung a bedspread behind me so, it blocked out all the mess fun. And maybe I wouldn't be overlapping you and talking over you. And I apologize for that. We had a great stream last night, but I felt like I was talking over you because I was.
No, you were not.
Okay.
I think part of what happens is we get caught up in the conversation, and we're, there are times when we're just going to talk over each other. But it was not obtrusive. It was not a problem.
Okay.
I talked over you as much as you talked over me.
All right.
So it was fair.
Okay, that's good. As long as it's all fair. Oh.
What is that music? Can you hear that?
I do hear some music. It's not coming from here, I don't think.
No, it's here. I've got a...
Oh, I hear it now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just didn't have it turned off. That's all.
We are not ashamed. That's right, Verily. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the incredible fish moms, shrimp moms, snail moms, moms, grandmoms, all the moms.
All the moms, right.
This world wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all the moms. So, mwah.
Amen to that. All right, let me get it. Let me get my screen back up here. I shut everything down. It looks good. The background looks great. I
Okay.
need to do the same thing. Somebody gave me a green screen, but
Oh,
I
I loved
need
it last night.
a stand for it so I can put it immediately behind me. If I
It
perch it
looked
on the
great.
tank, it looks like a little square.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can
that's
do
what I
what I
said.
did last night. Let me see if I can make that
Yeah, you
happen.
had like clovers behind
Oh,
you.
I
And
had
that's what
clover, yeah.
I was thinking, if I have a green stream, or green screen, it should like reflect off of this, and like we put my aquarium behind it or whatever. So for now, you are just getting a bedspread.
How about that one?
Oh, there you go. All right. Is that like through StreamYard, or is it
Yeah,
something?
it is. Yeah, it
Okay.
is. And it's without a green screen. It's just the background. And you can
So
see it. It breaks up some.
yeah,
When you move around, you can see it's actually projecting uh, the foreground onto a background.
it
And
looks great. So
it's
I could be doing that too if I could figure out how to do it. I could have that behind me. We're learning here, guys.
yeah, I don't know that I don't know. I can't do it for you, I don't think.
Right. But I can
Um,
do it through StreamYard. From what I understand, I just haven't figured it out yet.
yeah, you can, but I don't think you can do it right now because
Okay,
you're
yeah.
not on because it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
your channel.
My StreamYard. Yeah, I'd have to be
Yeah,
doing my own live stream. I got you.
yeah, exactly. You'd have to have the command buttons, and
Got you.
you don't have the command buttons.
I don't have the command buttons. I'm not
Oh,
in control.
oh, gotta have the command buttons.
Father Fish has the command buttons.
Get nowhere without the command buttons. Right. In other words, I like it.
I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. It looks cool.
Cool is good. Let's see now.
Uh-oh. Verily says she is cycling a new tank for a new Betta. All right, Verily.
Oh, nice.
Everybody needs a new Betta. Everybody go out there and save a Betta. I know it's not like saving a Betta, but technically it kind of is. If you get a Betta from a shop, you're saving a Betta.
Thomas
Hey,
Harris. Hello, Thomas. Did I
Thomas.
mention Imre Van Balgoey is here? We haven't
Hey,
seen him in
Emery.
a while.
Our new friend Elena is here.
Yes, I saw
Hello.
Elena.
Yes.
Let's see, Big Tank Cake is here. Hey, Big Tank. Nice
Wait,
to
let me
see
give you my muscle. See it?
That's it. That's it. Right.
Oh, wait, I had a little bit of that like flappy arm right there.
I got a lot of that. Scott Stankovich.
Scott and Wendy.
Fanaticals. Thomas
Fanaticals.
Hines. Corinne Wood. Verily. Craig
Oh, very
Doniger. Craig Sketch Cave is here. Hey, Craig.
Preachy.
What a mob. What a crew. What a
Our
crew.
buddy Preachy's here. And you said JBWMPSMRTR. I can never say that right, but hello.
Right. Right. And Verily says, we are not ashamed. No, we are not.
That's right.
And she's got a cross up here. Yeah, I've been casting about a bit for the last few months, trying to figure out what it takes to have a bigger, stronger YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Somebody I mentioned last night about Kevin, the man who just died.
Oh, yeah.
Samuels. Somebody made the comment that he became very popular when he became controversial.
Yeah.
That it was the people who disagreed with him who really were the ones responsible for increasing the size of his channel.
That's so true.
You know,
It
is true, you know, and it's something we avoid. It's something that here in the Fish Fam particularly, there has been a concerted effort to prevent people from being controversial.
Yeah.
I think it has prevented the fish fam from growing, from expanding,
Cool.
from
Mhm.
reaching more deeply into the broad YouTube family. So I've determined there are two principles at stake here. To be controversial, but not for controversy's sake.
Yeah.
To be
Like,
controversial in the sense of saying what I honestly and sincerely believe, and taking the what do I want to call it? Taking taking the the handcuffs off,
yeah.
taking
But
the
just like you
handcuffs off
said,
my tongue.
what
And
you truly believe, what really has worked for you. And that doesn't mean you're putting somebody else's whatever to shame or whatever, because they may have the exact same success with what they're doing as with what you're doing and having the same success. So, I
okay,
mean,
so that's right. So
that's the beauty of it.
here's the issue. Keeping tropical fish is like it is the same identical thing as growing a garden. There's
Hmm.
no difference. The way to grow a garden is, first of all, to have good soil.
Yes, good
And what does
foundation.
good soil mean? Good soil means that you're loading up your garden area with organic material, with leaves, with chopped up wood, whatever,
Humus.
with
Yeah.
humus, certainly, with all the humic substance. Putting kitchen waste in your garden, putting
Compost.
any kind of organic material, just loading it up, because that creates loam. It creates a healthy environment where plants are able to grow. It's the identical same thing with your aquarium. The only, which is exactly what Diana Wallstead discovered. The
Yes.
only difference there, two differences, two changes, and they're really not changes. They're simply embellishments.
Yes.
Number one,
Additions. They're additions to what she found out.
number one, to put sand on top of the dirt.
Cap it. Right.
And the only reason to do that is to keep the dirt out of the water.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other secondary and tertiary effects that the sand has that are very positive, but the main one is to keep the dirt out of the water. And that's more than anything an aesthetic issue. It
Yes.
also
I,
goes to the clarity of the water, but it's an aesthetic issue primarily. That's one.
right. Yeah. Some people
Two,
don't like the way it looks, but
Number
it's
two, she discovered that the soil only lasted about a year before it became depleted. So, what do we do about that? We do two things. Number one, we add supplements to the soil
mhm.
to give it a longer lifespan. And number two, we add humus to the surface. Humus does not foul the water. Humus is decaying plant material. Plant material does not foul the water. I mean, you could make it foul if you dump plenty. If you dumped um, all of your mowings from mowing your yard into your tank and filled it up with grass clippings, it would foul. But we're not suggesting that or
Right.
even anything close to that. What we're suggesting is exactly what I've done here. I've created a tank that you can't see. The reason you can't see it is because it's full of humus. It's
Right.
got It's got pounds of leaves in it. But if you can see in there, the water is crystal clear.
It's
It's
kind of
just,
splotching up on us.
yeah,
Yeah, I see it. It's like
let
it's
me
your
get,
green screens.
yeah, let me get rid of that.
But I know what you're saying. I know a lot of people get scared about putting all this stuff in their water, or and it is kind of scary to do that. But the point is that sand cap is the most important part to keep all the nutrients and everything from leaching up into the water column where it could harm the fish. So the cap is like sealing that down, so when you plant your plants into the sand and they make their roots down into the soil or the compost, they grow, and it takes a little while to get it balanced, but it's just like a pond you find out in nature. I hope that made sense. It makes sense in my head, but I try to explain it.
I'm all tangled up here. I got a total tangle of wire.
It's all right. We can see you though.
God, look at it. It's a mess. We get it untangled here. Good grief.
So anybody out there that's scared of making videos or putting their stuff out on YouTube, look at me and Father Fish. We learn along the way. We just we just keep on plugging along. Hey, Mixed Rider. Glad you're here.
Okay, so, boy, now it's blue. That's weird.
Thank you.
Look at the blue. Where's that coming
I
from?
see that.
That's weird.
Verily was saying too much leaf litter dropped my pH for my rainbows. So it's a balancing act or a balancing task. You're absolutely right, Verily.
Well, yeah, you've got to have enough carbonates in the water to be able to hold the pH stable. And
Right.
there are some simple ways to do that. One of the things that I do with the supplements is add sodium bicarbonate to the supplement. Now, that does not instantly impact the water column, but over time it does. Over time, it maintains enough carbonates in the water to hold the pH stable. So, if you have that issue, if your pH is dropping, add a very, very tiny amount of baking soda. Very tiny amount. Like if it's a 10-gallon tank, the tip of a teaspoon. Just
a little.
a few hundred granules. Very tiny amount.
Yeah.
Beyond that, you don't need to do anything else. That'll stay in there until the water comes out. For a larger tank, do a little more. I never, even in the biggest tank, I never put more than a teaspoon of baking soda in a tank. You don't need to. It just takes a few grains. And it's dirt cheap, and it's not at all dangerous. It's not toxic in any way. You can eat it. If you got gas, like I think I do, you can eat it. I mean, it's totally safe. It's perfectly safe.
It's safe for everybody but us. No, I'm just kidding.
Safe
if you've
for
got
us.
gas.
Right.
Oh.
Glory. Anyway,
There's
so that's the idea.
Right.
The idea is that a 3-year-old can keep a tank of fish that is healthy and vigorous and happy and dynamic. A 3-year-old. It is the simplest possible thing you could ever do. Trying to make it complicated, trying to make it expensive does not guarantee success. More often, it guarantees failure. Because you can outsmart yourself, and you most certainly can outspend yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Neither of which get you anywhere.
That's why, a lot of people just coming into the hobby say, let's just take a step back and say you're a new person that just wants to keep a fish. And I've been through all the, all the systems. I've tried to do everything. Oh, the discus look beautiful. But this time I stepped back and kept a Betta. Just that simple, just a Betta. And what I learned was keeping a planted tank first, not necessarily putting fish into my father fish style tanks at first, like just establishing the tanks, getting them balanced. And when I test my water, the water's doing good, and then I add a fish to it. I know that that's kind of, people want to keep a fish first, but I've enjoyed creating the tank first and then putting fish in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Did you see
I saw the discus.
Friday night
Oh, yes.
that EJ?
Yeah, EJ and 3G. That was
Yeah.
great.
You know, that's what EJ has done. What a delightful woman.
She really is. And we had like 3 EJs, so we know who that EJ is now.
We got 2 RJs.
RJs, or I thought it was
Two
EJ.
RJs now. I had an RJ come on, made a comment last night. There's an RJ who is on our Discord, and he's one of the real stalwarts over there. He's an old killie guy.
Oh, yeah, RJ. Now I know who you're talking
Been
about.
doing killies for 50 years.
Oh, is awesome, guys. Like, I got on there on Discord one night, and I stayed on the video with him for like 2 hours, just talking about killing fish. He was a treat.
Yeah, he loves to talk.
Yes, he does.
And he gives good advice. It was really interesting when he first came in. He didn't think much of the whole deep substrate thing. So he began to research it. And he began to discover that I was right. He doesn't do it in his killie tanks, but that's because his killie tanks are tiny little glass boxes with a bunch of plants in them, Java moss mostly.
Yeah.
But he's constantly helping people who are bringing problems to the channel, and his advice is always very sound. So just real pleased.
Yeah.
Very
I really like it.
So anyway,
Great.
the new RJ is here in Florida somewhere. So I'm trying to find out where he is.
Oh, yeah, y'all need to get together.
I'm trying to avoid this stupid light.
Absolutely. I'm laughing at Thomas. He's saying he killed Java fern and duckweed. Thomas, I've been there. I even killed hornwort. I mean, you can grow hornwort and soil it.
Oh, really?
But my thing with Java fern was I planted the roots into the substrate, which it does better if it's just floating or super glued to a piece of, like Anubias, super glue it to a piece of wood or rock. But I've killed it all. I've just now started getting everything growing.
Imre is from Holland, right? Mary, thank you for the super sticker. That's very kind.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
I just
it.
want people to know, like, and I said this before, and I'm not trying to like blow it up or anything, but I just think that every little bit helps you and helps keep you going. And I just appreciate you. So that's all. I just love this fish fam.
Well, it's a big deal. It's a little bit, but it's a big deal.
Right. Or become a member.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, there it is, right there.
Alina says, my silk plants are doing fabulous. That's all right.
I see.
Listen, all you got to do is start
They
adding.
were right.
Right.
Silk
Get the like. And Thomas says, I can keep difficult fish alive and breed them. Well, right there, you've got a skill. So that's awesome. And thank you, Fanaticals. Everybody hit the like, please. And if y'all didn't see the stream last night where Father Fish and I just kind of hung out and talked, and he shared a lot of his story, and, I shared a little bit of mine, but it's amazing that we're sitting here today to help others, and we really appreciated that.
Amen.
Yay, I made it. Hey, Kelly Huff. Glad you're here.
Thomas says he can kill duckweed. Now
Right?
there's a worthy skill.
Right? I've done it before. Guess what, Father Fish? I've actually got duckweed. I have duckweed now, and I've been trying for months. And Father Fish included some duckweed in with some plants, and it's actually thriving. So I'm doing good.
Thomas Hines says, I've seen people buy $3,000 worth of equipment and fail. Amen to that.
Right?
I've been the inheritor of any number of those failures, those kinds of buildups where people
That's
spend
right.
vast amounts of money. The last couple that came into my shop before I closed, that's what they were doing. They were spending hordes of money, and they were setting up systems that were based purely on techno approach to maintaining fish. And I was telling them that it's going to fail and it's going to crash, and that's right at the time frame where I shut my shop down. They became very upset with me over it, and they stopped coming back. And then, of course, the shop closed, so I never found out what happened after that. But I can well imagine. Now, there are times, there are people who can make it work.
Mhm.
It's really a matter of discipline. If you are adequately disciplined, that you can do a series of things on a continuing and dependable and consistent basis, then you probably will pull it off.
Yeah.
I'm not that way. I'm just not. I'm not consistent about tank maintenance. Those people who have learned what the maintenance techniques are that they need to employ are typically successful. What my system is offering is hope for the hopeless.
Yeah. Hope for the hopeless.
Hope for the hopeless. That's right.
Hey, Crystal has a good question that's kind of going along with what you're saying. She said, hey, Father Fish, a lot of guides out there for dirted aquariums say that a lot of water changes are necessary at the beginning due to the soil causing ammonia spikes. Are these people not using a deep enough sand cap?
No, they're not using enough plants
Yeah.
because plants absorb ammonia directly. Ammonia is food for plants. So that's why I strongly recommend a very heavy planting at the very beginning, day 1 or 2. Get lots of plants in there, and that controls the ammonia.
Yeah. Now, I admit I do a few water changes in the beginning. Like the first day I plant it, I kind of let it sit overnight, and I'll kind of drain it down and refill it, which probably isn't necessary because I've got a deep sand cap and I do have a lot of plants. But just for my sake, I just do it. It's one of those things I do, and I haven't had any problems with it.
Yeah,
But
no, I never do.
yeah,
I never do water changes. Once I get it set up, unless something happens and it gets really cloudy and won't clear up in a
yeah.
couple of days, then I'll do some water changes.
Or your
I did
sand
that
cap gets breached.
I've done that on a couple of tanks recently, where I
Yeah.
put material in that had it was too fine a particulate matter. I used what's it called? It's a crushed carbon, a crushed
Oh,
biochar.
biochar.
And
Okay.
it has a very fine powder in it that was so fine it blackened the water. Because
Yeah.
I put a bunch in and it wouldn't clear up because it was so fine it didn't not
Right.
precipitate. So in that case, I did a couple of water changes and it
Yeah.
finally cleared up. That's the tank we were looking at the dark one a minute ago. A couple of questions here are interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thomas Hines wants to know if I studied biology in college.
Yeah.
I took one course in biology. That was it. And MX Rider, how long have I been in the fish hobby?
Oh, you got him. Good deal.
Since the late 1940s, like 48, 49. Call it 1950, which would be 70 plus years. I've had fish for 70 plus,
That's
70
hard.
53 years.
That's
Yeah.
hard to believe.
I know. Your tap water is crap is here.
I love that name. Your tap water is crap.
Yeah, I need to find out how he came up with that.
That's a good one.
My tap water is wonderful, actually. Kelly
Mine's
Flake,
well
part
water.
of the learning curve.
Fixed. Sorry,
Master
guys.
first.
Mix Rider says, wow, that's amazing, brother. Glad you're here. You verily says, I rarely do water changes. I top off. Thomas says, what do you consider deep? Say 12 inches and a 20 long or deeper?
No.
I'm at 12, yeah.
1 inch of dirt, 2 inches of sand. When you get up to 55 gallons, then I would add another ½ inch of dirt and another ½ inch to 1 inch of sand. But what you also need to do is add humus to the top of that. That means a thick bed of leaves. The very best humus you can add is a sphagnum moss or peat moss or coconut fiber.
Yeah, those are good suggestions.
The peat moss, I like peat moss, but it does have a tendency to be way too fine and to cloud the water, which means you need to, and you can't really filter it much. You just have to do water changes. Another way to do that is to put the peat moss in a bucket, fill it with water, let it sit for a few days, and then wring it out and put out the wrung out peat in your tank.
Yeah.
That'll have less particulate matter in it, so it'll work a little better. Coconut fiber works well and does not have quite the tannins in it, so it's not going to drop the pH the way peat moss will.
All right. Hey, Alan Tooth. Alan Tooth is here, Father Fish.
Hey, Alan, nice to see you.
Love you.
Haven't seen Alan in forever.
Oh, I talk to Alan every day. We talk about shrimp and dogs and you name it. He's my buddy.
Nice.
And we talk about Betty White and all kind of stuff. We just love each other. He's my brother from another mother.
Really?
Mixed Rider says, how often do you feed your fish? Do you use flake or frozen? You believe mostly in like live and fresh foods, don't you?
Yeah, I have some frozen. I don't use a lot of it. It's okay. I feed as much live as I can.
Yeah.
I have one of the things I'm feeding right now is see if we can get them to come up.
Ooh, nice. Yummy.
These are.
What is that? Is it Grendel? No, not Grendel.
No. These are Dropsilla.
Hey, John Larson.
Wingless fruit flies.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me about that.
Yeah, and I've got a bunch of little fish that like them. I have some hatchet fish here. I'm feeding into the hatchets.
That's cool.
I've been feeding heavily in the cultures. I need another hatching.
What's actually in there? What's the fibery looking stuff that we see there? Like, is it some type of, what is that? That's in the container itself.
Yeah. You know what they used to stuff furniture with?
Yeah.
What's it called?
That kind of, well, not straw, but that kind of
Right.
fiber.
Yeah,
or
that's what it is.
Is it straw? It's some kind of straw, isn't it?
I think it's wood, actually.
Yeah, but it's like a fibrous
Yeah.
kind of. Okay. And that's what's in there?
Pardon?
I said that was what was in the container. Was that
Yeah,
fibers?
right.
Okay.
It's just something for him to climb on.
Yeah.
What is the word for that stuff?
Hemp. John Larson says hemp.
No, not him. Excel.
Excellor. Oh, Excellor. Or am
Excelsior.
I saying that right?
Is that right? I
Excellor.
think that's right.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to say
I
it.
think so.
Thank you, Thomas. Me neither. Your tap water is crap. I'm trying to learn about the different. Now I have cultured, but this is also very easy. You know, mosquito larvae, which is basically along the same
Oh
lines
yeah,
as what
that's
is it,
perfect.
bloodworms. Like
Yeah.
leaving a container out and letting the mosquito larvae and dipping it out. I got one of those little fine shrimp nets and I dip it out. But I keep mostly bettas and they love it. And I chop up earthworms and the fruit fly. Now I've collected regular fruit flies, the ones with the wings, like by putting a piece of fruit in a little container
That works.
and gathering it. And then, well, it was RJ that told me this. Said, put it on my counter, let it gather, stick it in the freezer. It freezes the flies and go back and feed the little frozen flies to the fish. So
Well,
that was,
you got all the maggots.
yeah.
And that's the really good part of it.
And then Fishman does a lot of great videos on cultivating like vinegar worms, and you've done it on white worms, black worms. Well, not really cultivating black worms. You like get those from a
I
microworm.
tried culturing them. I've not. I found out how they're cultured.
Yeah.
There's only one place in the country where they're cultured, and what he's done is he's diverted a creek
Mm.
over a dirt bed.
Yeah.
That creek, which is constant moving water, he gets the culture growing in that dirt bed, and it's a pretty large area. It's a matter of dozens of acres of riverbed, and he
Yeah.
harvests it. He harvests it by clumping them up, digs it up, and then clumps them, and the water washes the dirt away. Apparently it all crashed last fall, early winter, and so the availability has been way down. Everybody's getting 10% of what they normally get, but hopefully that'll build back up. It's in Northern California, so the water is relatively cold, which means it probably could be done in northern Florida, Tennessee, probably, where there's running water through the winter. That's what would be required. I think you don't want it to freeze up. But nobody else is doing it. And it's a big business. It's a mega business.
Oh, yes. I was trying to figure JBBMPSMTR was saying adding shrimps neocaridina to established tanks. How much of a difference it is, but I don't know if I missed part of that question.
Well, no, I think he's wondering if neocaridinas are good for the tank. And they certainly are. Yeah, most fish will not eat them. Big fish will, of course, but nanofish won't. They will eat the babies. You won't be able to keep babies unless you have a very thick food web, very thick humus in the tank. That'll provide security and safety for those baby shrimp. It'll also allow fish to spawn in there, and the babies will be protected from predation. Some will be lost, but a lot of them will be able to survive that. So it's kind of a critical component in being able to do a number of things, provide safety for babies, one, for spawning, but also provide the same level of safety and nutrition for microfauna and for microscopic life, which is the foundation of that's the foundational food for baby fish as well as tiny fish.
like paramecia and green water with the little paramecia and stuff in it,
Yep.
daphnia, different stuff. But I want to say something real quick, Father Fish. Jimmy P is here, and Jimmy P he's been kind of recovering from a few things, and I just want everybody to wish him well and keep praying for him. And I miss him on his live streams, and I'm so glad you made it, Jimmy P. Thanks for being here. I love you. Mwah. Oh, Crystal just sent you a super chat.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I see.
Thank you, Crystal. Do you see it?
I do.
Okay.
I need to get to it.
And then there was another. Oh, Thomas was talking about this is good. If you have to use like a type of commercial type feed, something like Bug Bites is a good choice. I mean,
Yes.
it's got high protein. Yeah. And of course, brine shrimp and things like that too. But yes, the Bug Bites is a pretty decent commercial type food to feed. Okay, there we go. You got it.
So Christy says, I want to convert my 30-gallon to a dirty deep substrate. After removing fish and decor, what are your thoughts on putting the dirt on the top of the current 2 to 3 inch sand gravel and then 2-inch cap overall? That's okay. You can do that. You're going to be taking, you're going to have to take the water out if you're going to do that. You don't need to do it. All you really need to do is put a 2-inch cap on top of the gravel. If that gravel is at least an inch, it's currently 2 to 3 inches. Just add 2 inches of sand to it, and then do a food web in it. Add humus to it, and you'll be covered. There's already enough nutrition in that substrate. You don't need to add more. So easier than you thought.
Right.
Just add sand.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm so glad you're here. It makes my heart happy to see him here. Oh, that's right, Verily. Let's see, Verily was saying, I was wondering if a Betta would eat cherry shrimps. They will, but if you get like a little tank established and say you've got little rock piles and different places that the shrimp can hide, yes, they're going to eat some of the babies and stuff, but you can get a colony of the shrimp, going in your tank that can actually feed the Betta and kind of keep it in a natural balance. So, and same thing with other fish. It's not just Bettas. I bet, little shrimps are wonderful food for fish, but you want it to be balanced where you're not like getting all the shrimp eaten and you're still, you got to have places for them to hide.
Your tap water is saying, I haven't gotten into doing cultures yet. Check out that video. In fact, we just put a video together of the interview with EJ.
Oh yeah, let me find that.
Well, I just did a video today. Just posted it.
I'll post it. Yep, I found it a minute ago. Let's see here. She's
doing live culture. She's doing Renaissance jars, and she hasn't done it by collecting anything wild yet. She's simply cleaning her sponge filter in water and putting it in a jar or a soda bottle.
Here's the video. Yeah, like I was saying, Fishman, I enjoy watching him. He uses those whatever kind of tea bottles they are, but he takes a little hole out of the top and puts a little piece of cotton over it, and he grows all kind of different things. He does the micro worms, and he's Fishman's got a great channel for learning about stuff like that too. And so does EJ Behringer. He's done some great videos on that. I don't know if you know EJ, but EJ's a wonderful fish keeper that has a lot to share. Let's see, here is the video of EJ and 3G. I'm about to post it.
That's it, right.
Okay, there it is. And let's see if I can find Fishman. And Fishman's usually lurking, so if you're lurking out there, Fishman, hello.
MX Rider, will it cause problems if I add sand on top of gravel, won't the
No.
sand fall between the gravel? It will at the surface, but if you don't disturb it, it won't.
Oh,
It's
it's
only
great.
disturbing it if you disturb it, then you're in effect sifting it. But if you leave it alone, just pour it on and leave it
Just
alone,
let it
it'll
sit.
stay.
Yeah.
It'll stay there forever.
And it'll
It's
make a
only
great
it's only
substrate.
going to go down if it's disturbed.
That's like one of my favorite substrates. Like when I first met Father Fish, he was like, just put sand over your gravel. So I had tanks that had gravel in them already. And he was like, no, don't worry about it. Just put some sand on top. Those were the tanks that did like the greatest because they already had all the mulch and stuff in there and gravel. And I just capped it, planted plants, and man, those tanks thrived. They really
Your
did.
tap water. Wife doesn't want bugs in the house, so keep them outside.
All right.
It's fine outside, even through the winter. If you have a basement, put them in the basement. You don't have
Yeah.
to have them in the house.
Don't keep them under her pillow.
Put them in the bathroom,
Yeah.
the laundry room. Now,
Right.
outside, they're
Just
fine.
hide them. Hide them somewhere. Put a crawl space and hide those bugs.
They're really, really funny.
Bugs belong outside. They do. I got in my truck today and had one of them little black jumping spiders in my seat, and I couldn't get it out. We went to church and it like went into the seatbelt holder, so I had to walk right home the whole day, knowing that little black spider was in that seatbelt holder. It was a little nerve wracking. Didn't want to hurt it, but gosh, it needed to be outside. Oh, here's Chance. Chance says, any tips for breeding GBR and community tank 6 in a community 3 and 3? GBR, what do we got there?
German,
German blue rams. Okay.
community.
Jumping spiders. It was pretty, but it was.
Yeah,
it was
as soon as two of them pair off, pull them out and set them up in their own tank. I hate to say it, but the reality is, if you want to breed rams, they need to be kept in a species-only tank with only the pair in the tank.
Yeah.
They are highly sensitive to any other fish being around them. They either won't breed or they'll wind up eating their eggs.
Yeah.
They need to be in a tank, just a pair, not a trio, not two females and a male. If you put two females and a male in, one of the females will pair up with the male, and they'll both go after the other female until they kill her or chase her out of the tank.
Yeah.
A pair, male and a female. Well, you got a group of 3 males and 3 females. Just watch them. As soon as 2 of them look like they're pairing up, catch them, pull them out, put them in a 10-gallon tank all by themselves. Put a little stone in the corner, a flat stone in the corner. Feed them baby brine shrimp and get a worm culture, a micro worm culture started. They will spawn quickly. Now, here's the trick. It takes 3 days for the eggs to hatch. It takes another 3 days for the babies to come up off the bottom. Now, your temperature must be an absolute minimum of 82 degrees. Never a degree below that. 82 degrees or higher. It can be 90 degrees. It cannot be below 82. Once the babies are up off the bottom and swimming, at that very moment that begins to happen, you need to do one of 2 things. You need to either get a siphon and siphon the babies out and put them in a tank by themselves, or better yet, you need to take the parents out and put them in another tank. They're going to spawn again in 7 days. If you leave them in there, by day 2, of those babies free swimming, they'll be gone. They will eat every one of them. So there's the secret.
And like you said, they just keep on. I know Alan Tooth, he went through, well, and I guess he still have babies, but he had a tank that he was having wonderful luck just spawning them over and over again. And he had like breeder boxes, hanging outside the tank with all the babies in it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they also need that higher temperature too. So that makes them a little bit more specialized to keep. But
Yeah.
what beautiful little fish.
Thomas, here's the thing. He said GBR are hit or miss as far as being good parents. They are
Yeah.
excellent parents up to the point that the babies are free swimming. In the wild, once those babies are free swimming, they're gone. They're
Yeah.
out and about. They're hiding in leaves, hiding in plants. They're gone. The parenting stops at the point where the babies are free swimming. That's very unusual for cichlids. Most cichlids are quite the opposite. Most cichlids will provide extended care for the babies after they become free swimming. German blue rams never do. So that's the difference, and that's what you got to watch for. They're excellent at keeping the eggs clean and at keeping those babies safe. But once they're swimming, they're ready to spawn again.
Yeah.
And that's really the issue. They're
That kind of,
continually spawning.
There's Alan Tooth right now. He said, yes, you are correct, Father Fish. You leave them in more than a few days and they will be gone. Fish food for the parents. Another fish is like, do you agree with this, but our angelfish. They are wonderful at starting their babies and hatching them and everything, but after they become free swimming, they're just fish food after
That
that.
depends on the angel. I've seen
Does
angels
it?
keep them. Yeah. They're I think it's genetics, frankly. One of the problems with angels is that pretty much all angels are farmed.
Oh, yeah.
And the way the farms work is they have a pair of angels in a 10-gallon tank with a slate perched
Mhm.
like that. Soon as there are eggs on there, they pull the slate, put it in a container with methylene blue,
Yeah,
hatch
true.
them, feed them. The parents never get to raise the babies. So, and that's been happening for so many generations that the parental
They've taken away the nurture.
the
Yeah,
history is not there. That
yeah.
nurturing experience is not there. Wild caught angels care for their young. Wild caught angels will care for their babies, but the ones and these are fish that have been raised in captivity for 70 years, as long as I've had fish. There were angels. Angels came in for the first time in the 30s, and they began to be bred in the 40s. And by the 50s, they were available in pretty large numbers. So it's been 70 years that they've been bred in captivity.
Yeah.
Two things about that. Number one, not only have they lost their parental instinct, they've lost the need to be in soft acid water.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do just fine in hard alkaline water. I remember years ago I was selling on Aquabid, and I put together about a $300 order of angels, super fancy angels, really amazing stuff. Sent it to a woman in Pennsylvania, and she immediately began having trouble. The trouble she was having was all of these angels came off of Florida fish farms. They were all grown for 50 generations in hard alkaline water. She put them in soft acid water. and it gradually killed every one of them. And she would not listen to reason. She said, "Oh no, the books all say they come from salt acid water, so that's what I'm doing." Even though for 50 years they've been raised in hard alkaline water, she didn't care about that, and she lost every one of them. Like an idiot, I sent her another box of angels, which she immediately killed, and then the simple woman, she, what is it called? She put a claim in with her credit card company.
Oh no.
She did, and took all the money back,
Oh man.
including the shipping. I was out about $500, and
Oh,
I
no.
had no recourse.
Yeah.
No recourse at all.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago.
Oh God, now it was a lot of money 20 years ago. It's a lot of money today. Oh, I'm just looking at the time here. I don't know who's on next. Is it
We're at
Bob?
7 o'clock. Let's see.
Yeah. We've had some great conversations, but I hope my internet is better tonight. It might not be the best background, but hopefully I'm a little clearer and sound better and not talking over Father Fish. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to get it fixed. And I'm not having very good luck. Let's see. Well, I'm making sure I didn't miss any questions.
Aquafunk just did an update an hour ago.
All right. He had a good stream last night. I was only able to comment on it about halfway through, and then I had my hands full. Oh, good. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas said my internet looked better. Your tap water is crap. Said, I think everyone's first traumatic experience in fish keeping is watching a mom eat her kids. Yeah, it is. Because you're so excited. You see the eggs, you see the mom, you see them, especially like stuff. And then all of a sudden they're gone. And you're like, how could you do that?
Right. All right. So we're down to it, I guess. Yeah, your internet's been fine, Mary.
Oh, good. I'm locked in a bathroom, in a bedroom, like I'm locked 3 doors away from the family. So if this works, give us a thumbs up and I'll try it again next time.
Jerry Verily says, my pair won't eat free swimmers if in a parent-only tank. Is that rams you're talking about?
I don't know
You
if
know,
that's
it could be the same thing. I mean, it's certainly possible that there are wild rams that are still caught and brought in.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had any.
Of the wild rams?
I don't think I ever had.
Man, I like the midnight ones. And Alan, the ones Alan have are just like the most beautiful blue I've ever seen. I told him he needed to bring you some. So, but y'all are still y'all are still a pretty good distance away from each other, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We need to get him to our club meeting.
Yes.
Alan, are you getting announcements for the Fish Club meeting? I think you
I
would
need to
love
get,
that. It'd be great
I
fun.
need y'all to come to
People coming
Louisville.
down. Yeah, we've got people coming down from Tampa routinely for that meeting.
And that is, you guys, if y'all would like to join in on the Venice Aquarium Society meeting, it's the 3rd Thursday of the month, right? And it's usually start about 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
They start about 7 or 8, but I usually come in about 8 o'clock. But it's a lot of fun for those of you who don't get to go to aquarium meetings like I don't. I don't have any near me. And we get to have speakers, and there's an auction. And we've been working on a way to include the viewers on being part of the auction. And you can also join the Aquarium Society, the Venice Aquarium Society, for $12 a year. So that's like $1 a month to help, help out the cause. So that's pretty cool. And Father Fish He's an excellent auctionman.
Are we good?
We're good.
Anything else?
I'm done.
Fish so clean. Funny. All right. So is 2 weeks long enough of a cycle tank with my angel tank media? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I don't cycle tanks. I mean, I don't pay attention to it, I should say. Um, if you're not putting food in a new tank, you know, that cycling takes care of itself. In fact, the fish will cycle it.
Oh yeah.
If you have plants and fish in a brand new tank, 24 hours old, fish and plants right away, and just
Hmm.
don't put food in it for at
Right.
least a week. And
Even
then if
snail.
you do feed, you feed extremely tiny amounts,
Sprinkle.
and you won't have any trouble. It'll cycle itself.
Right.
All right, guys. Love you all.
Love y'all.
We're
Thanks
good.
for being here. Always enjoy it, Father.
Tomorrow night, I think it's 6 o'clock. We're going to have a
Noah.
fish farmer on the Noah project. Keep an eye open for that. I've got to call him tonight and get the details worked out so I can get that posted. And then
Yeah.
Wednesday morning, we're going to have the owner of the Catoctin Mountain Zoological Park, Rick
Oh, that's
Hunt,
pretty
who's
awesome.
going to be giving us a tour of his zoo and talking about animal keepers, people who have private collections of animals, which
Oh,
is
that's
what
going to
this
be
is.
amazing. All right.
It'll be a lot of
I
fun.
hope I can join y'all live. That's one thing about working. I've not been able to do the lives as much, but I catch the replay. So I'm going to keep praying I can be there. All right. Love y'all.
The club meeting, Alan, is the third Thursday. I don't have a calendar in front of me.
Yeah. I don't have one in front of me here. I'll let you know, Alan. I'll send you the date. I can send him the date.
It is the 18th.
Oh, there you go.
No, the 19th. I'm sorry. Thursday the 19th. And give me a call. I'll get directions for you.
All right.
Love you all.
Good night, everyone.
Bye for now.